right, so we know debt is bad, right? But what if I told you debt was actually really good? I'm about to put you guys on game, okay? Debt is actually a very, very powerful tool that for some will keep them in a forever hamster wheel of financial stress. But for others, the rich, it can lead you to a life of financial freedom, financial independence, generational wealth. Should I continue? Keep it like this, Crystal with the Cash Compass. All right, welcome or welcome back. I'm here to teach you all the lessons about money that you should have learned in school, but you was too busy poking dead frogs. Please be sure to subscribe because we talk about everything from personal finance to economics to investing, and I get straight into it. So what is good debt? Honestly, debt is debt, right? But what you do with the debt is what separates it from good and bad, right? So business loans could be good or bad. Mortgage loans could be good or bad. Student loans, you get the point. So the difference between the good debt and the bad debt is that the good debt makes you money. It can also be strategic debt that helps you reduce your expenses. And that would be like consolidating your loans or things like that. It can also be debt tools that have some perks, like your credit cards that have the cash back and stuff, right? So technically it is debt, but when you pay it off, you don't pay any interest. So it's a good perk. So then what is bad debt? The debt does not make you money. It actually costs you more, and a lot of times makes you car poor or house poor or just poor, depending on what exactly it is that you have gotten into debt for. It's when you get things that you don't need, that you cannot afford, that you wouldn't be able to buy without the debt. And it's things that cost more than what they're actually worth, which a great example of this is a car loan, which the minute you roll off the lot, boom! You're upside down. How did that happen? So let's show you how to flip these things from bad to good, starting with a mortgage loan. When you have a mortgage loan, if you're just buying a big house that you can barely afford, that your lender got you in because they had to twist this and turn that, you're gonna be house poor. Instead, buy a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex. That way you can still have a 30-year fixed rate loan, but you can rent those other units out. And if you do this right, you can actually end up paying nothing out of pocket for your living expenses. So your tenants will be paying the mortgage for you. That's a good deal to me. I have more about that in this video up here, so be sure to check that out. With student loans, a lot of times people just go to college because they believe that they are supposed to, but a lot of times they don't know the answer to the very most important questions you need to ask. Is this career in demand? Is this salary going to be able to cover my loan expenses? Is it worth it to go to school? A lot of times you can probably get to the same place if you don't go to school and use those years for experience instead and exposure to that industry. Study your field. See if there's courses, see if there's other ways around getting a degree, or see if you can get a lot of grants, a lot of scholarships. A lot of scholarships actually go unapplied for. True story, I got $2,500 of a scholarship and only 2 people applied. 2 people applied to get $2,500. I don't know about you, but I'm applying to everything, okay? So do not limit yourself. And business loans. And this could be a personal loan that you use for a business too, but the idea is the money is going towards your business. But if you haven't researched your business, if you do not know your target market, if you do not know the demand for that product or service, you're going into it blindly and you almost will always fail. Why do so many businesses fail? Because a lot of times people just jump in head first. You have to find a good balance, right? So you don't want to become like analysis paralysis where you're doing so much analysis that you get nothing done. But you don't want to just jump in and assume that you know it all, because there could be some tricks to the trade that you ain't know about. So basically, when you're getting into debt, really think about, is it going to make me money? Do I really need that new purse? Do I really need that nice vacation? Or should I just do it the traditional way and save that money up? But now a caveat here is you can use your credit card, right? Because what you want to do is get the points, but you have to pay that off at the end of every single period, because you do not want to pay interest, because these interest rates are scary right now. So make sure you're not keeping balances and make sure you're making your payments on time. Now what you should do is invest in things like real estate. Real estate, when you use a mortgage that's a 30-year fixed rate, allows you to control a very expensive property for very little down, as low as 3% down in some situations. And then, like I said, if you buy a multifamily property, or if you maybe Airbnb the back house or a garage or something, you can really make money off of that debt. Take advantage of any savings hacks that you know. So the credit union that I used to work for has a 10% interest on the first $1,000. So you better believe I always keep $1,000 in that account, because I'm getting 10% and I don't have to do a damn thing. So I really recommend you to like check your local banks, check your credit union, see how you can maximize your dollar for less work. Invest in a business. If you have a passion, you have a side hustle, monetize it. Do not just sit on your butt, all right? Something that you should know about that is that it depends on lender to lender, right? So maybe one lender will give you 13% and another lender will give you 6%. You must shop around, because if you don't shop around, you are doing yourself a great disservice, okay? So get your rates, compare whatever points you may have to pay. Really, again, do your research so you can see what you're going to be dealing with and you know how to make moves based on that information. All right, so what did we learn? Well, we learned that that debt is debt, but what you do is what determines what's good from bad, okay? Do not spend on material things. Do not spend on things that you cannot afford and they're not going to make you money, all right? Pay things off on time. Do a lot of research before you get into any type of debt. Make sure you're not just blindly signing your name to things without any research, without any questions that you're asking. You're literally signing your life away, right? So you want to make sure that your decisions that you're making make sense. Sense with a C. All right, that's it for this video. If you got some more time, I mean, the choice is yours. You got this one, you got this one. Do it both if you want to, shoot. Please drop a like and a comment and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. All those things are free. I ain't charging you for nothing. I got you. And as always, keep your money up.